Hey guys, a video on the Max 7 because I think it's necessary with the price action of today. I'll put timestamps on the video so you can scroll to whichever stock that you would like to see. So yeah, Tesla. Very difficult chart because it's super choppy. Look, you have a 3-wave move here from the previous low that we had in 2022. Then again here a 3-wave move. There is overlap between here and here. It's really very difficult for me to properly analyze the micro. If we zoom out, ultimately we want to reach this box. We have both the yellow box there from this 1-2 setup and the white box here from this wave 4 here as a target for this 5th wave. So we're almost there, not quite yet. It starts at 555. What I can do here locally is, if we move down here, I can add FIPS from the most recent low that we had to the high that we made here, without too much bothering what this internal structure exactly is. And then additionally, I can give a point of control here of this range. Like this. And this one sits then in line with the 0.5 to 0.618 range, which is generally your stronger FIP range. So should we go down, we absolutely don't want to lose these levels, and also this trend line. I think it's a little bit in confluence with that level here. So yeah, first support, if we look at the FIPS, starts at 407.96, and then we have the next one here at 360.72, where already this previous range is also possibly giving some structural support, okay? Because we have this breakout candle here. Maybe we're gonna fill that one in, okay? I can add that here as an additional level like this at 355.57, okay? That's really all I'm gonna do. And to the upside, we want to focus on 555, 586. These levels won't change no matter how deep we go here. Nvidia is, more self-speaking. It's following what we were saying. I'm sorry, I'm writing down what time it is. So yeah, we talked about already here that I don't like this 886 hit here, and that this is then, because of this and because of the resistance we found here, better labeled as a 3-wave move inside a wave X, okay? And now we want to work on this Y wave towards 150, 140, that price range, okay? We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move to the upside from the April lows. We need to correct this, and for a wave 2, if we reach this box, we are still far in the upper side of the FIB box, so no reason to panic at all. Of course, if you bought here, then you might be in a little bit trouble on the short term. But unless you don't believe in Nvidia and AI anymore, this price will for sure recover and go up, okay? More locally, I pulled, for the sake of having a hopium scenario to the upside, these FIBs from this low to this high. We are now at the 618, okay? So 178.85 we wicked there today. If we want to have this hopium scenario, we want to hold this, okay? And below that, we have the point of control at 177.72. It's the point of control of this range. Also, this one might still give some hopium support, but if we lose these two, then to me, the door to this one is wide open, okay? Then Meta. This one is doing a little bit, something different than what I hoped. We have the 886 hit here from the all-time high, to me it suggests that whatever comes to the downside is gonna be corrective. But I think it makes sense for me quickly to zoom out here to look at the bigger picture. Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe a 1 2 1 2 here, 3 4 5 4 5. And then yeah, that's really, if we want to count all of this, that's really the best thing that we can do. I think 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, and then this has to be an A, B, and now a C wave to the downside. This can be a running correction if this is really it. I'm gonna look at the micro in a bit, but if this is gonna be an ABC, a running does not have to take the previous A wave low. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. If we look at ASML, if I can find it, and if I zoom out here, this wave 4 here on the weekly, to me this was a running correction. Your B wave did overshoot, and then your C wave doesn't have to go as deep as the A wave at all. Okay, I'm not saying this is exactly what's gonna happen with Meta, but to me, with the weakness we are seeing here, it might be an indication that we're gonna go lower, and the only way that I can count that is by labeling this as a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 in your third, 4 5. And now we need to correct all of this, but we are doing it with an overshooting B wave. Oh, my bad, that's the wrong fib. Like this, we have not gone above the maximum B wave target. That's good. So now if we should go down in a C wave, I'm just gonna add fibs so that we have an idea on where we could find support. Okay, and in a running, your 0.618 is also a fib that we can use. But as you can see now, for me also the first time, we already are in this fib level, so we can turn around at any point really. The next fib down below is the 1-to-1 at 518. I'm not saying we have to get there, but if we go down, we can watch this level. Okay, in confluence with that, we have this range here and this point of control. I'm gonna add it on the chart just to have levels. We have also this range. I think it has a similar point of control. It's a bit deeper. I'm gonna add it as well. So then, if you want to label this as an A, B, C, we want to see a 5-wave move down in your wave C, okay? And then we have to shift from this being an A, B, C into, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 4, 5. That could be a way to do it. Then yes, this 886 hit is indeed a wave 2 and not a wave B. When price hits an 886, the probabilities for it to be a wave 2 decrease a lot, but of course it's not 100%. Okay, so it can always still be a wave 2, and we have to accept that once we see that the corrective structure is not really playing out. I mean, this is all corrective still, yes, but I mean this local corrective structure. I know it's getting messy a little bit, but I think we have to shift towards possibly that 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 and then another 4 5 if we close this week below this trend line. That's one thing. Okay, this is the weekly chart. And then the second thing is if we lose this 786, because below this we only have the 886, and like I said, I don't like an 886 hit for a wave 2. If we want to work towards all-time highs, we want to make a 5-wave move to the upside, and I don't like an 886 hit for the wave 2 because it increases the probabilities that we will take that low or that high at some point. Okay, and in this case it would be then sooner than later. Okay, would open the door more for that locally more bearish scenario. So I think the last level that we can watch is indeed the $600.55 level, okay? And watch the trend line. If we lose that, then yeah, we have to look at these levels, okay? 518, 511, and then 468. Earnings on next week, Wednesday. Interesting what this is gonna give. We are estimating 58 billion coming from coming from 47 billion estimated. So yeah, I'm not gonna look at what that is year on year, but we will do that once price gets here. So as long as this hold, this third wave is still possible, but it really needs to turn around now because this is looking really weak, okay? Microsoft then. Now here, same story. We have an 886 hit. That's why I labeled this a wave X and not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be more bearish. Again, just based on statistics, more often an 886 hit is for a wave B or a wave X rather than a wave 2. So I did add some things during the previous videos. A point of control of this range, we are now added. Below that, we have the 0.618 taken from this W wave to this X wave to calculate the box for this Y wave inside this WXY. I need to change this probably to an ABC, but doesn't really matter what the labeling is. The target box stays the same. So this starts at 443.53, okay? Together with that, we have the 0.5 FIP at 438. I took this one from this low to this high. And then below, we have the golden ratio at 414, together with the 1-to-1 FIP. And that's really it. What I can do is this range here, it's quite a significant range. I'm gonna add this point of control to the chart as well to give an extra level, but this is in confluence with these two. So you can see we have 3 points here. The golden ratio, a very strong point of control because this range took from February 2024 up until February 2025. So it's a year of sideways trading. This is not just a weak point of control in my opinion. So we can, yeah, especially watch this $414 level if price continues to the downside. I'm not gonna bother myself with the whole larger count here. You have clearly multiple 1-2s in here. And then we need a sequence of 4-5s in here. So that's really all I've got. Let's watch this point of control now, this week at 452. Let's try to get back above it, and if we then can see some strength, we can move up. But yeah, last week was a very red week with high volume. This one could take some more time, okay? And I could maybe then, if we go lower, even change a little bit the count, but I'll do that in another video. I can label this as an ABC in wave W, this here wave X, and now the wave Y. Because it fits a little bit better. I think I'm gonna do that now. Wave W, wave X, wave Y. I'm gonna then have to adjust this. It will move slightly. And I'm gonna put it in red. So yeah, levels stay the same. This 1-to-1 is still with the golden pocket and this point of control. This 0.618 is with this 0.5 FIP still, okay? But I think this one is a little bit better looking. With this, we would need an ABC in here. So if we just look at it like this and also look at the weekly RSI, it's looking like it's gonna move towards oversold territory. We might expect this range to be tested, okay? I know it's, yes, It's like 10%. It's a lot for a big company like Microsoft, but it wouldn't be a surprise if it does that, okay? Additionally, maybe I can give a trend line like this here. And that's it. Let me quickly write down the time at, and let's move to Google. This one we already warned in previous videos as well, that this internal move here, I counted it as well. You can look the Alphabet videos on my channel if you want a deeper look into this. That it looked complete. We have bearish divergence here. In the last high, we have lower volume. So it looks like we might start this retracement towards this fib box, okay, to do a correction of this whole move. First level starts at $287.30 together with this range that we have. Next one is at 258 with this range, and the 0.5 at 236, okay? And of course, after that, from there, we want to push to the upside again. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say. It's doing what it had to. Earnings on February 4th. And that's it. Let's move to Oracle now. It's not a Max 7 stock, but still, I want to cover this one as well. Yeah, this one is, I'm not gonna lie, not looking good. This one is the worst of all because we have a very clear 5-wave move to the downside, okay? To me, that indicates that we will need at least one more push down after a potential move up now is done. Now, was this already it? That would be really weak. And this would lead to a really deep target box for what would be an ABC. And we will need a 5-wave move down here then again as well. What I can do is quickly zoom in and try to look at this internal count here. I would still be in favor of us doing one more push to the upside, because this is really a very small range if we compare it to this whole range that we had here, okay? Or I need to look at it like 2 and 2. Actually, it fits if we don't need a larger range. It fits better like this even. How did I not see this? So 1, 2, like this. And then inside this third wave here, we also have another 5-wave move to the downside, okay? So this is a little bit alarming for Oracle. And with Oracle, I'm thinking of CoreWeave as well. CoreWeave has been better the last few weeks than Oracle. However, they're not the same companies. It's the same sector. That's why I'm thinking like that. But yeah, this will indeed, like this, it will look better. I don't know why I missed that one, like this count previously. Maybe I was labeling this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a single 1, 2. Yeah, but yeah, this here was very weak, and I think we have to open the door for one more low with the price action that we're seeing now. And for this fifth wave in red, then we could have this box as a target box. I'm gonna add the 786 here because we moved below. This one is a little bit deeper, but let's first see how these fibs react, okay? And then we will continue from there. Now let's do Alibaba. So generally, like tech stocks are really Nvidia, very clear to me. This is the higher probability scenario, okay? Google as well. Oracle, yeah, I'm looking for a bounce, but maybe indeed I made a mistake. We need to look for one more low first and then get a bounce because this is too shallow for it to be the bounce. Then yeah, Meta really tried here, but we failed, and now we just have this hopium 0.786 level. So yeah, tech might suffer while other sectors might not suffer as much. Okay, of course they will drag the S&P with it because they have the most impact on the S&P. But yeah, okay, let's look at Alibaba. Has been good, has been really good from this low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 1, then now working on potentially a wave 2. I have added these FIPS, and we have a point of control of this range at 157.53 in between the 0.5 and 0.618. Yeah, golden ratio FIPS, okay? So if we now move down a little bit more, this range should be the strongest that we have, and ideally this holds, and from here we can move higher, okay? Gonna zoom out quickly to look at this. Yep, and then ideally we make, yeah, this push still here in what would be the final leg of this wave 3, because inside this blue wave 3 we want to count a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a wave 5. Then inside wave 5 a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete that third wave. Okay, larger next FIP is the 1.618 here at 220.69. And then let's look at Apple. Where is Apple? I'm a little bit more bullish on this one. Yeah, I'm bullish on this one, but it really should hold this next FIP, okay, at 237 if this keeps moving down. It's good to see that volume, even though we're going down here, last week volume was lower than in here. That's good that we're not seeing volume increasing, but decreasing, okay? Unless this week is gonna be like massive, but let's hope not. I had this box here for wave C, but we have pierced really through it, so I need to remove it and I need to try and find some other level that we can add on the chart. This point of control, I'm gonna leave it there because you can see it respected it 1 times, 2 times. And maybe if we go back up, it might still be a relevant level. So fib-wise, 237, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm trying to look from where I can add a point of control. I think like this. We will have it then just above the 0.618 at 228.58. Of course, it's looking like the RSI is really pushing to the downside, but I mean, it happened previously as well, and then it can always turn around at any time. We don't need to get to the oversold region, okay? Next week, Thursday, earnings, important day, okay? Note this one. We might maybe see this sell-off continue up until then, and then use that earning report as a further catalyst to move up, or it will be a catalyst where we break down and where we have to look again at the whole structure. Hopefully not. And with that, I think I covered them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like there should be one more. Because I did Oracle and Alibaba, Amazon. There is Amazon. So let's look at Amazon. This one, to me, yeah, we lost this point of control. We showed weakness here. We invalidated this internal wave 4. So to me, then this test of the point of control here on the upside was a B wave, and we're gonna have to move down to, yeah, this C wave target that we have here. Okay, it's not too far away. It's like 10%, I mean, it's a lot if you're not used to these percentages, but it's pretty okay. And then, yeah, we have with that 1-to-1 fib, the 0.5 fib at 204. And of course, yeah, you can see here for yourself as well, we have a range here. If I can, I'm gonna try to get a point of control of this range. Something like this, maybe even start later. Yeah, it stays the same. I can add this one as well as an additional level that we can watch at 186 should we lose the 0.5. Of course, we also have the 0.618 here at 193.37. The larger count, it looks like a 1, 2. I mean, I would say then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a third wave, then a 4, then a 5, where we could then see a deeper correction, maybe even something like this. But if you look at their insane estimations for this year, etc., I think it's better to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this a wave 2, and then this is going to be indeed what I have on the chart, this blue 1, 2 setup, after which we want to move higher. Okay, makes sense, because if we calculate fib targets here from this 1, 2 setup, we have passed minimum requirements, way past minimum requirements, so it makes sense to label this as a wave 3 here, then a wave 4 internally here, wave 5, and then if we take fibs from this low to this high here, we did test a 0.382, and from there we have moved up. So indeed, I'm keeping this count here, but this count allows for, yeah, price action to go a little bit down first still, without me having to worry a lot. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.